So Andrew, tell me a little bit about what you're trying to get the message out about with Bernheim. We've got 2 attacks happening simultaneously, one a pipeline, one a roadway.
Yeah.
What are you doing to fight it?
So today we're here at a road show at the Fraser Museum, and we are trying to get everybody informed about what these threats are to Bernheim. One is an LG&E natural gas pipeline. Another one is an interstate bypass. Both of these projects are proposed to cut directly through Bernheim Forest. We are trying to get people engaged. We're fighting this in the court of public opinion, but at the same time, we have a legal team, and we are fighting this in the courts. LG&E has sued Bernheim for condemnation to take an easement for the natural gas pipeline, and at this point, we're doing everything we can to let LG&E know that Bernheim, does not go along with this process, that Bernheim is going to fight this easement and the condemnation at all costs, but also letting them know that, we've had tens of thousands of people calling Bernheim, voicing their opinion from locally and all over the world, and those same people are letting LG&E and the highway planners know that these projects, they don't fit within Bernheim Forest as we know it.
So tell me exactly what you want us to do. What is the action that we need to take as citizens, as lovers and users of Bernheim, which is the best family and animal escape in the entire state of Kentucky?
Right.
What do we need to do, and who can we contact to register our very extreme discontent with this plan?
So there's several things that people can do to get involved. The first thing I would recommend is go to the Bernheim Forest Under Threat webpage. There's an advocacy toolkit on there. There's also emails and petitions that can be signed. There are, contacts that you can put through to the decision makers around these 2 projects. We're encouraging everybody to get vocal. As Bernheim is going through the legal system and fighting this in the courts, we need public opinion to be squarely focused on letting LG&E and the highway planners know that it's the wrong place at the wrong time. Bernheim is not going to stand for this. A national treasure like Bernheim needs to be protected for future generations of Kentuckians.
How can we get the signs that are all over the place? I picked mine up at Quest Outdoors the other day and put it in the yard.
So the signs have been popping up all over Louisville and all over the counties too. I'm amazed at all the places I'm seeing them. Quest Outdoors has the yard signs that you can pick up, but now we've also got them in 5 Heine Brothers coffee locations.
Nice.
Just go down to your neighborhood Heine Brothers and you can pick up a yard sign. We're encouraging a small donation, but as with all things Bernheim, entrance and otherwise, if you can't afford a small donation, then we'll give you a sign for free.
Very specifically, what will the impact on the creatures that live in Bernheim Forest be with these 2 projects?
So these 2 projects will impact the wildlife in Bernheim in many ways. So the pipeline itself will destroy forests. It'll blast outcrops. It'll degrade the streams and the springs in that area. On top of that, with the interstate project, we're talking about a serious, separation between 2 parts of Bernheim. Wildlife won't be able to cross that interstate. We're going to see a lot of animals killed on the roadway. We're going to see habitats degraded that they use, including the pristine springs and streams and forests, and it's one of those things where, as you get 2 threats at Bernheim, if these happen, then we're going to have many more coming. And we've seen a general loss of habitat and fragmentation of land around Louisville for the past several hundred years.
Absolutely.
And we feel that now we got to make a stand. Bernheim is the best natural area we've got left in Central Kentucky. It's worth protecting, and we've got to do it right now for future generations.
Give me specific examples of the type of wildlife that actually reside in Bernheim that are going to be affected.
Bernheim is an incredible wealth of wildlife. We've got over 229 species of birds. We've got over 50 species of mammals. We have got 82 species of snails, 912 species of plants.
God, that's incredible.
And the list goes on. And there's still a lot of species that we haven't even discovered yet, like the hidden spring snail, which we just found just this year. The impacts will be monumental. We've got studies that have shown that we're going to lose over 1 million species from climate change over the coming centuries. A place like Bernheim, I think of as a refuge. Others would call it an ark for where the biodiversity in Central Kentucky will be able to flourish over the coming centuries. And we've got to act now, because these threats are just the tip of the iceberg. And if we don't stop these, then we're going to have more and more coming, and before you know it, we're going to see a degradation of our habitats that will lead to a catastrophic loss of our biodiversity.
Are you asking for contributions to help in this legal fight? And if so, where do we make those donations?
We are always, Bernheim is a nonprofit organization, a 501c3. We operate off of grants, donations, membership. And so, it's very important. If people are passionate about this issue, if people want to contribute to Bernheim's legal defense or to help with just the management of the park, please, you can go to our website and find out how to donate. You can also find that through the Bernheim Forest Under Threats webpage.
Yeah, and don't forget that when you go to Bernheim, it's always nice to make a donation, just like when you go to a movie or to any place else that needs to be kept up, because
that's right.
It takes a lot to keep a place like that going, and you guys do a magnificent job.
Thank you. Yeah, it's important. Bernheim is free to everybody. We suggest a $10 donation now when coming through the gate, but if you can't afford it, then we're going to let you in, because it is important that people connect with nature, and Bernheim is the place to do it.
This is horrifying.
This
photo is horrifying.
So if you come down Interstate 65 towards Bernheim from Louisville, just when you cross the Salt River south of Shepherdsville, this is the project that you see. And from what we have learned, this is what some people want the terminus of this interstate bypass to be. And then it would shoot off that way and through Bernheim and all the way around to Interstate 71 in Henry County. It's a major project. It would cost over $1 billion. It will impact hundreds of thousands of acres of natural land and farmland throughout Central Kentucky. And it threatens not only the wildlife and the biodiversity of Central Kentucky, but also the very character of the rural communities that make us what we are.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. We appreciate you.
Anytime.
You guys pay attention. Give us that address to send stuff to.
Address, Bernheim Forest, P.O. Box 130, Claremont, Kentucky, 40110. Or online, come to bernheim.org, or if you're specifically interested in the threats, go to Bernheim Forest Under Threat and see how you can get involved. Thank you.